really want to get into Stuyvesant because it's like the best school in the city, and I want to be like a doctor when I grow up.
Well, I want to do something with animation and computers.
I love math and I love science, and when I grow up I want to be a social scientist.
I want to pass this test. I want to be a diplomat.
I either want to be a fashion designer or create websites.
Doctor. I would actually like to be a veterinarian or a pro hockey player.
Stuyvesant High School represents perhaps one of the great epitomes of democracy in our country because, first and foremost, as we all know, it was a meritocracy, and that was true for us, and it was true for you, and it was true last week, I'm sure, at Stuyvesant High School.
Is that what you're saying?
This institution is attracting the best of the best. It doesn't matter if your dad went here. It doesn't matter if your sister or brother went here. It basically takes whomever passes that exam. There are very few places in this country that do that.
The building looks different. The face of the principal certainly looks different. The kids look different. It's still Stuyvesant. It's still the place where they were able to express themselves, and that's what we want to maintain.
Stuyvesant High School was founded in 1904 on 15th Street to prepare boys to get jobs. It quickly became one of the city's most desirable schools.
When Stuyvesant was created as a manual training school for boys, it became an excellent manual training school immediately because with the wartime and then after wartime, there were many excellent individuals out of work with wonderful degrees, from physics down to woodworking to, and mathematics, who became teachers there.
I think a lot of the students at Stuyvesant are new Americans. Their families have come recently, just as they have for 100 years. It's been an upward escalator for people in the society, and that's a wonderful aspect of the school.
I think if you look at any graduating class from Stuyvesant, you would find a mixture of kids who had unusual dreams that they made happen. I'm of the right generation that there were kids who were starting to play with software and dreaming of being things like software engineers, which hadn't really existed yet.
There are special needs for kids who have talent, and kids who are intellectually gifted have special needs. So not just giving every kid the right to an education, but allowing a brilliant kid who is in this country 3 months from China to interact with a brilliant kid who just escaped Pakistan is the American educational dream.
There is an atmosphere and a feeling in the school right now that I remember vividly. I could just as well be there. I see the insecurity of some kids. I see the tremendous confidence of other kids. I see those feelings ebb and flow from one time to another, from one kid to another. All of those kids are a mixture of these things. And I see them coming out of classrooms with lights in their eyes.
And here they are. Let's take a good picture and include this young man who has such, he's got more brain cells in his pinky toe than most people have in their heads, but he's so immature. He's so immature.
There's no better place to go to school than Stuyvesant. The academics are definitely intense. They are rigorous. They require an immense amount of time, concentration, and focus and hard work. But for the most part, when you're done, they really leave you with a great feeling of satisfaction.
You just have so many different people to hang out with and find out about their culture and their background. And I believe only in this school can you do that. And Stuyvesant High School in the past 4 years has been the greatest time of my life.
Students would raise their hand to ask me questions, and I would go, I haven't even read that yet. I mean, it came out in the magazine yesterday, and you're now asking me, you know, I mean, for the faculty it's a challenge, because they've got to stay on top.
Come on, you gotta have guts to be a surgeon. Go ahead in.
Stuyvesant is the only school where students will ask what the teacher's credentials are. They feel they automatically have credentials because, hell, they passed the test, and they want to know what your credentials are.
I went from Stuyvesant to Columbia College. Columbia to me was much easier than Stuyvesant. And from Columbia College I went to Harvard Law School. And Harvard Law School was easier than Stuyvesant. Stuyvesant was the toughest place I went to because the kids were so competitive, so bright, so good, so strong.
My first year there, that year is the most difficult year I've ever had in an educational setting. Forget about first year of law school, first year of college. That year in Stuyvesant really kind of gave me confidence in a way, and having gotten through it, became convinced there was almost nothing that I could not do educationally, intellectually.
Special needs are by necessity defined in terms of kids who have problems. And so I fully expect that the kinds of monies that are designated for special needs are going to go to help these kids, and rightfully so. And so then the question arises, well, how does a school like Stuyvesant maintain its stature and maintain itself on a level that will fulfill its promise? And that can only happen through private contributions.
Since Stuyvesant receives no special needs support from either the federal or state government, its per capita public funding is the lowest of any high school in New York.
You can imagine that in the School for Math, Science, and Technology, if we're going to be the model for technology, we have to have everything be state-of-the-art. That's why I started an endowment. We have planned to establish a $12 million endowment, which will give the school at least $500,000 a year to implement whatever is necessary to keep the tradition of excellence. We are duty-bound to help Stuyvesant be the Stuyvesant in the future that it was for you in the past.
To me, the campaign is about recognizing the transformative factor Stuyvesant was for most of us. How you measure that, what you do in return, that's a hard question, and that's in everybody's soul to figure out. But the fact that you should be doing something to give back, I think that's an easy one.
People who came to this school were special, and I know we all feel proud. I do. When people ask me, what schools did you go to, I always start with Stuyvesant.
Ladies and gentlemen, by virtue of all of the authority that the state and the city vests in the principal of Stuyvesant High School, I pronounce you graduates of the class.
I'm going to Boston University.
I'm going to University of Pennsylvania.
I'm going to Columbia College. Dartmouth. I'm going to Dartmouth.
The Tisch Acting Conservatory at NYU. I'm deferring from Harvard University for a year to do community service in Africa.
I'm going to Howard University.
I'm going to MIT.
Harvard.
I'm going to NYU.
Sarah Lawrence College.
When you put 778 kids who can pass a test from 5 different boroughs and make them converge on one beautiful building for 7 or 8 hours every day, and people don't want to leave, you know you have a special place.
Stuyvesant is a matter of pride for the city. It's an extraordinary place. It's a place where a certain principle that a lot of people still value really is made living.
When you look at the backgrounds we came from, the challenges that we faced collectively, and the results that happened, even if you only believe Stuyvesant contributed 1% to that process, that's a tremendous effect on our lives and on the society we live in.
It's been such a wonderful experience teaching at Stuyvesant that if I had my life to live all over again, this is what I would have wanted to do again.
When you give back to Stuyvesant, you're giving back not just to the kids, but you're really giving back to the future of what we are. For me, it's a mission to make sure that it is not lessened in any way in terms of what it offers kids and what it offers our future as a result.